The paper is about interoperability between American and Australian forces and what that means for the alliance. Interoperability is a lot of things. It's having doctrine, military doctrine, so that people can work together. It's having the personnel who are trained to operate with the personnel from the other countries. But the main focus of my paper is really about the hardware. If you don't have the hardware right, it's going to be awfully hard to make anything else work properly. Well, one of the conclusions is that Australia has almost by accident pursued a policy that's led to greater interoperability by buying American equipment off the shelf. And a lot of that has been for reasons of expediency rather than deliberate policy. But the net outcome has been that we now have a lot of Air Force platforms in particular that are bought off the shelf, and they have American communication systems, they have American data links, and you're buying built-in interoperability when you do that. So my basic thrust is that we should do more of that. Well, the very simple fact of the matter is that the United States is the major military player in our part of the world, and also our major ally. Being able to work with them, and remembering that Australia has been to every major conflict the United States has been involved in since World War II, then the ability to be able to communicate seamlessly with American forces is absolutely vital. Well, I think it's fair to say that Australia has been the recipient of a lot of alliance benefits over the years. If you have a look at the amount of defence spending, both in absolute terms but in relative terms as well, the United States has carried the lion's share of the burden. And that's the way alliances typically work. The major partner does carry the main part of the alliance. But I think those days are perhaps coming to an end. I think America has its own economic issues it needs to deal with. It's finding it harder to fund its defence forces to the level that it has in the past, and it's looking more to its allies and partners. And Australia, I think, is going to be right at the front of the pack in being asked to do a bit more. And we need to think about what sort of model we're going to pursue there, whether Australia is going to develop forces and adopt a model of working shoulder by shoulder with the US wherever they are, or whether we're going to take a role where we look after our part of the world, freeing up American resources to do more elsewhere. And I think, those fundamental sort of questions, what sort of alliance partner do we want to be, are the things that we're going to be grappling with.